Guided Actuator Selection Software. Welcome to the Guided Actuator Selection Software module. After completing this module, you will be capable of simulating an application using guided actuators with the selection software, understanding the results using the software and take the results into consideration for correct sizing, and improving an existing application. Where can I download the latest version of the Guided Actuator Selection Software?
By connecting to the SMC World website, at the address shown here. Click on How to Install to find out about the installation procedure. Please install the software on your PC to carry out the exercises and to answer the quiz questions at the end of this e-learning module.
Here is what you can see on the home page. On the right hand side you have a list of the different series of actuators. Use the up and down arrows to display other series. The Miscellaneous Settings button lets you choose the language, unit settings, and display the version of the software you are working with. Pressing the History button displays selection files and results from previous calculations that you may have recorded. The Help button shows you the software menu tree and describes how to use the software. The Exit button lets you close the software. For a new selection, press the button corresponding to the series. The screen will change to the calculation screen for the corresponding series. The Guided Actuator Selection Software checks the selected product size based on the input parameters, consisting of the product number, mounting orientation, operating pressure, piston speed, and cushion type. After the calculation, the software determines whether the values entered fall within the permitted range and indicates the results. If the values are outside the permitted range, an explanation will be provided. Let's look at the different zones of the calculation screen. After selecting the Guided Actuator series, a calculation screen appears. The selected mounting position is displayed on the left. If you click on the diagram, the Mounting Selection radio button on the right-hand side will change accordingly, and vice versa if you click the radio button. When operating conditions are entered in the right-hand zone, followed by clicking on Calculate, the calculation results and criteria are displayed in the bottom left zone. If explanation appears in this area, the criteria entered is outside the permitted range. Click on the explanation text and a message is displayed. Furthermore, clicking Print, Save, Back, or Help enables you to use their respective functions. You can calculate the center of gravity composed of several loads by clicking on the Load Weight button. Enter the load number up to a maximum of 10. Fill in the position of the center of gravity for the axes with the help of the diagram for the selected position, then give the weight of each load. Click Calculate. The calculation result for the composite center of gravity is displayed. Click OK and you can go back to the selection screen. The calculation for the composite center of gravity position is completed. CXS series. In this example, the customer wants to use a CSX M6 actuator under the following conditions. Vertical mounting. Operating pressure 0.5 megapascals. Note that you can change the units by clicking successively on the unit displayed in the parameter settings for the menu units. Actuator stroke 20 mm. Mean piston velocity 200 mm per second. Load weight 0.1 kilograms with the following offset from center dimensions. LX 11 mm, LY 5 mm. Finish off the calculation by clicking Start Calculation. You will notice from the output that the pressure and piston speed are within parameters, but load weight is not, triggering the outside of range warning. Click on Explanation and a message is displayed advising you to reduce the weight of the load, the overhang, the stroke, or the piston velocity. If the customer agrees to reduce his load weight and/or reduce his speed, the maximum values can be determined using this software. The customer cannot reduce his load or his overhang, but has asked the question, what is the maximum speed he can use? Let's reduce the mean piston velocity to 150 mm per second and recalculate. You can see the calculation results fall within the permitted ranges. Click on the Back button to return to the home page. MGP series. In this example, the customer wants to use an MGP M32-50 for a stopper application. Select MGP from the list. Select stopper from the 3 mounting orientations. Input the following: part number MGP M32, stroke 50 mm, weight of the transferred object 70 kg, transfer speed 27 meters per minute, stopper bolt length L 10 mm. Click on the Start Calculation button. We can see the calculation results are all within range and the product is suitable for the use based on the parameters given by the customer. Click on the Back button to return to the home page. MY1H series. In our final example, the customer has selected an MY1H40 for use under the following conditions. Select the rodless actuator MY1H from the list and input the following: vertical mounting, MY1H40 part number from the list, operating pressure 0.5 megapascals, stroke 500 millimeters, mean piston velocity 1000 millimeters per second, load mass 1 kilogram. When selecting the terminal buffering mechanism, 4 choices are available: air cushioning, with low energy shock absorber L plus an adjustment bolt, with high energy shock absorber H plus an adjustment bolt, or adjustment bolt A only. Let's select air cushioning for both top and down. Position the center of gravity for the load LX 30 mm, LY 30 mm, and LZ 30 mm. Click Start Calculation. The calculation result tells us the average speed of the piston of 1000 mm per second is outside the permitted range of 100 to 714 mm per second for air cushioning. Click on Explanation and a message is displayed suggesting that you reduce the average speed or mount a shock absorber. The customer cannot reduce the speed, so we need to mount a shock absorber. Select the following shock absorbers in the terminal buffering mechanism. For both top and down, select the L and recalculate. Our application is now within parameters. Click the Back button to return to the home page. Please adhere to the following precautions for use. This software is to be used in accordance with the agreement non-exclusively for the limited purpose of selecting appropriate SMC products. The sizing and calculation results obtained from this software can differ from those obtained using actual equipment. When using any equipment contained in this software, please read the safety instructions, precautions, specific product